Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to, if I haven't met you yet, I'm really excited to meet you. My name's Kara. I just joined the Amplemarket team, and I am the new manager of customer success. So really excited to be working with all of you to help you guys reach your goals, to see success and get value out of the product. So, if anything comes up, if there's any feedback about the product, we're here to listen, and we really want to make sure that you're having the best experience possible. So today we're kicking it off with a brand new feature that we have, which I'm sure a lot of you have explored already, and that's being recurring sequences. So I know that there are a few changes here in the product, so we wanted to take the opportunity to walk you through this and make sure that any questions or any changes that have occurred are clarified and that you feel comfortable using this product. So that being said, let's dig in. All right, so I'm sharing my screen here. And so what I'm going to do is just show you how to schedule a new sequence. And I just wanted to, clarify exactly the reason why we built this. The purpose is to save you guys a lot of time. We understand that until now, in order to comply with all of the spam regulations or to increase your email deliverability, you were potentially, breaking up a larger sequence send into 4 or 5 different sequences that you had to schedule yourselves. So this should save you a lot of time. This is going to allow for you to schedule one send that we automatically divide over a series of days. So we'll walk you through how to schedule this. And then once it is scheduled, I'm going to show you exactly how you can view this and all of the different actions that you can take. All right, so I'm going to click on Start Sequence. So if you're in your sequence section, you just click on Start Sequence. And what you'll see here there are 3 different types of lead sources that you can pull from. You're used to seeing this. This was here before. You can either add leads manually. You can upload leads from a CSV file, or you can use leads from a customer profile. So I would say, just for the sake of simplicity today, I'll walk you through how to use leads from a customer profile, because this is probably the experience that most of you have been using to date. And this is the one that's probably changed the most. All right, so let's say that you're looking to, this allows you to actually think about sending sequences on a much larger scale than you were before. So let's say that we want to reach 500 people from a customer profile. Right now, 500 is the max that we recommend. So you're looking to send out 500 people from a customer profile. Let's say that I am sending out from this specific customer profile. We are going to automatically divide the sends up over a series of days. So you can think about this on a grander scale, and we're going to take care of the rest for you. Also, max per company. Before, if you were thinking about this as one single send, maybe you only wanted to reach 2 people within a 24-hour period per company. Now you can think of this again on a greater scale. If you're looking to reach maybe 20 people total per company over a course of a week, we're automatically going to divide that number into smaller, different pieces over the course of the sequence. So we'll take care of all of that for you. You can also, choose your data quality here and any advanced settings, as you're used to, excluding leads who've been blacklisted or who've been contacted within the last 3 months. So don't forget that this part is still here. And if we go into the next page, you'll be able to choose which sequence you're going to use. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to choose this onboarding test that we have here. And then what you'll see on the next page, this is where things really start to change. And this might just take a little bit because we have a larger send of people that's coming through, but you can take the opportunity to make sure that the sequence looks good, all the copy looks good, and you'll also be able to view that again and make more changes on this page. So if you're looking to send a sequence today, let's just choose today for simplicity's sake. You'll see up here, it says send now. You'll be able to choose if you want to send this in the future, if you want to send this, let's send this on April 1st, April Fool's Day. We can also have the opportunity here to divide the send. Since it's a larger number of people who are going to be receiving this sequence, we want to make sure that you feel comfortable with which mailboxes you're sending this out of. And so we allow you to include additional mailboxes that you might have already connected to your account. Below, You'll also see that we still give you the ability to choose how many people max you would like to send per day. So think about it, if it's 500 people total, we're still going to be breaking it down into those daily sends for you. And this is a max number of people that we'll be reaching out to over that period of time. So again, the best practice here that we recommend is 40 to 50. So you can keep that as is. And then just confirm which sequence templates you want to use and the name for your sequence. So just remember, if you're looking to A/B test or you're going to be sending out multiple sequences that might be slightly similar, just make sure that you're naming them something that you can refer back to when you have that whole list of sequences. Advanced settings. So this is something that we've been getting a lot of questions about, and I want to make sure that people are aware that this exists. So this is a drop-down menu here. This allows you to automatically schedule which window you would like an email sequence to be sent within. So let's say, I'm scheduling this on April 1st, and I want the emails for the first stage, second stage, third stage, all to go out between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. In my time zone. Or you can change, according to who you're sending to, you can change those hours, and you can adjust that very easily here. One thing I want to make note of is that if you're looking to send a sequence out immediately, if you're looking to start it today, let's say March 11th, you're going to see that button up here changes to send now. And we actually are going to start and initiate that sequence immediately. So even if you have it set up here that you don't want the sequence to go out until 3 p.m., that sequence is going to start immediately. And that's something I just wanted to make sure people were clear on. Been getting a lot of questions about that. And it is something that we're looking into. If there are any questions or feedback that you have, we'd love to hear it. We will be evolving this and building on top of the sequences as we go. So here are the advanced settings. You can control that here. And just for safety's sake, I'm going to have this send in the future as well. Down here, you'll be able to see the different stages. So you can, just like you were able to before, look at all of the different stages that you have and how they evolve with the dynamic fields and who you're sending to. So you can preview all of these different sequences. You can see this number actually has climbed from the 50 that you're probably used to up to 500. So this is all exactly how you're used to seeing it. And then I wanted to note something. If you're looking to make changes to any person's field, you can do that. You can still do that. You might not be able to access it directly from this page, but if you go into people, you'll see that you can view all of the people who are going to be included in the sequence. And you'll actually be able to edit any fields here. You can add any fields here. You can remove them from a sequence. You can remove them from the customer profile, and you can also do it in bulk actions. So all of this is available if you click on this people field here. All right, so now that we have this all set up, I'm going to schedule the send to be sent out. So it's going to send within this time window at a later date. So now what we can do is we can go back to the sequence page. I want to make sure this is actually scheduled. We'll go back to the sequence page. And you'll be able to see the sequences right here. So once it's scheduled and it's sent, this is one that we sent out earlier today. You can actually view a lot more details here. So if you were to have a sequence that had several different steps, you would actually be able to see, day 1, day 2, day 3, you can enable it, disable it, see what the actual, what the copy looks like. You'll be able to see who's still scheduled to go into that stage. So if you have day 1, day 2, day 3, you might be done with scheduling people for day 1, but day 2 could have several different people who are still waiting to go out. You'll be able to see how many people have completed, the open rate, reply rate, bounced, etc. And all of that information will be up here as well. Also, if anyone does reply, I wanted to make sure that this was made aware. You will see right here in this white blank space, a breakdown of what those reply tags look like. So if you have somebody who's interested, or it's the wrong person, or they want to be followed up with at a later date, those tags that you have coming through those replies will it's like a pie chart. So you'll be able to see the percentage of those different tags, et cetera, et cetera. Also, you can view all of the contacts here. You'll be able to schedule and view, or not schedule, you can view when the sequence was sent out. So if you're looking to only view contacts who were scheduled to receive the sequence between, March 15th and 17th, you can actually put these dates in here and we'll filter out who actually received the email during that time frame. You can also view based off of the different stages that they've received. So who's received stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And again, we'll filter based off of who meets that criteria. Labels, again, this is what I was referring to before, how they replied. So this would be if they were interested, hard no, introduction, etc. That status. So if they're currently in the sequence, if they've completed the sequence, if they've replied. So maybe you want to only, reach out to people who have replied to your sequence, and you want to reach out to them on LinkedIn. So this is where you can actually complete some additional LinkedIn bulk actions, where if you were to select multiple people here, you can go to any bulk action here that's typical of an export or remove if you want to remove them from the sequence. You can also click on LinkedIn actions here and take those bulk actions. So we've been getting a lot of questions about where you can actually activate those bulk actions, and it would be within the contact section after you've sent out or scheduled a sequence. And I'd also like to add here that as we're building on the sequences, we're moving away from calling it email sequences because we are building in additional tasks here. So ideally, if you can envision, within the near future, we're hoping to include tasks like a dialer, or maybe instead of stage 2 being another email, it's actually, we're going to automatically connect with these people on LinkedIn, or we're going to visit their profile. So we're going to continue evolving this product as we go. And so you'll continue to see a bunch of new things that are being added in here. Remaining leads. So this would be a list. Obviously, this email sequence has been sent out and completed. What you would see here is a list of leads who have yet to receive the sequence. So what you can do here, this is another opportunity for you to complete a bulk action. I've heard use cases of situations where the AE actually wants to go and visit all of the profiles of people who have yet to receive an email sequence because they want to put a face to the name before their name ends up in somebody's email inbox. So it's a little bit more personalized. This is a situation where you can select multiple leads. You can complete a bulk action here, and this would be anyone who has yet to go into the sequence, and you can access that here. And then lastly, settings. So this is where you can adjust the max prospects per 24 hours and per company, et cetera, et cetera. So that should cover everything. So what I'll do is I'm going to open it up for Q&A. We have a few questions that have come in. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we have a question about bringing back scheduling to times in our email sequences. So the answer is yes. And I went over the fact that when you are setting up the sequence, it's under the advanced settings. So if you haven't seen that, easily missable, you can just click on that drop-down menu and you'll be able to see that, no problem. Okay, how is this set up to ensure that we aren't going over sending limits and hurting deliverability? Great question. So we have set this up on the back end to really do that work for you. So instead of you having to set up those multiple sequences where you're sending 50 out a day in order to really optimize that deliverability, we are allowing you to choose a larger number of people to reach out to, and then we are going to do that work in accordance with the algorithms and how to optimize that deliverability. We're going to schedule those sends according to those best practices. So we're going to do that all for you on the back end. Okay, cool. And also I wanted to make note to this question's point. We are still doing smart sending. So if, if there's a day that we have the sequence is going out over the course of 7 days, if we have a certain number of sends that are going out on Monday, and you're looking to schedule an additional sequence, we're going to automatically balance that out for you so that it's not continuing to hurt any deliverability there. All right. Any more questions? Feel free to type them in the box. Okay. I also have a few more questions here that were asked prior to the webinar. So if anything else comes up, feel free to continue to throw those in there. But how do I do bulk LinkedIn views now? So to answer your question, again, that is by going through to contacts, and you can access that here, and also within remaining leads. So that's where you'll be able to access the bulk LinkedIn actions. Okay. So I think there was some confusion about remaining leads, and they were thinking that remaining leads were the remaining leads in the customer profile that and not included in the sequence specifically. So great point. The remaining leads are just the leads that have, it's the leads that have been included in the sequence, but have yet to have the sequence initiated for them. So they have yet to be scheduled. So they're waiting for that sequence to be started for them. And again, since it's automated, that list will gradually decrease as we send those things out. And also, actually, this reminds me of something else that I wanted to point out. So that sending window that I was talking about before, if you're looking, if it's a short sending window, so say it's only an hour, but you're looking to send out 50 leads within that hour, keep in mind that we send out emails to improve your deliverability probably every 2 minutes. So if you're limiting that sending window to only an hour, we probably won't be able to send emails out the entirety of that 50 balance of 50 that day if it's only limiting it to an hour. So just keep that in mind as you're playing around with those the different time windows and time frames. Okay, this is an interesting one. Is it not possible to visit 2 profiles twice? So on LinkedIn, this person visited profiles every day when each stage of the sequences go out. Great question. Yes, you can. So again, what we allow for you to do is search based off of stage. So if you're going into the contacts view and you wanted to search based off of the stage 1, for example, that would be everyone who received that one stage, because there's only one stage in the specific send. You can actually go in each day and visit those profiles. It's no problem. You can just access that directly from here. Another question I'm trying to understand how to, again, these are questions from prior to the webinar. So I might be repeating myself a little bit here, but trying to understand what time they can schedule the sequence. Currently not visible. That's just under the advanced settings in the sequence scheduler. Okay, so again, this is another question about max per company. It's not clear if Amplemarket's contacting contacts from the same company first, or are we sorting? So as I showed you before, when you're setting up the, see, we'll show you again what that looks like. So if you're looking to start a sequence. So if I want to send out a max for the entire sequence, so out of 500 people, a max of 20, we will equally divide that 20 over each day that we send out the sequences. So you can think about that on a much bigger picture. Before, maybe we recommended, out of 50, only sending 2, max 2 per company, but now you can actually expand that number within the same sequence. Okay, cool. Let's see, any other questions coming in? Yes, if we have multiple sequences scheduled, will you stop them when it exceeds recommended limits? Yes, so that aligns with the smart scheduler. So we will automatically make sure that we're dividing it according to those limits per day. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that comment about this being a great addition. We're really excited. Tuesdays. Great question. Will there be an option to choose days on which we want the emails to be delivered, like Monday and Friday, instead of X emails per day with the new update? Great question. What you could do is say you wanted to start the sequence on a Monday. You can choose to deliver the next stage a few days later in order to match up with those weeks. But this is great feedback. We'll take this to we'll definitely be taking this to our engineering team. And again, feedback is always welcome. I mentioned we're going to be adding new stuff to this feature, and we're going to continuously be building this. So we love the feedback, and can't stress enough how we really want to make sure that this is optimized for our customers. So, your voices are definitely heard and really appreciated. Okay, cool. Great. So I think that I've answered most of the questions here. With this new update, how can we see the timestamps these sequences are going out? Great question. The new timestamp. So the specific email sending times you can send within that window, but I think we could definitely be more clear on those timestamps. So again, great feedback. We will keep that in mind as we continue to optimize here. Let's see if anything has come through. Okay, so to add more clarity to that last question about the new timestamps, we're thinking of adding an activity tab where you can see everything. Great. Okay. Another question from prior. I cannot see the status of the sequence anymore. Interested, hard no meeting scheduled per touch of the sequence. So you can find this data in the contacts tab. So you would just be able to go into contacts. And then can actually filter it by status or label. And then you would be able to see a total. You can also view the people who've the total people who have received it, opened, replied. Okay, I guess it's sending 2 times 45 mails if I select 2 mailboxes, but I just see leads for 1 mailbox. So in the table contacts tab, you can see the mailboxes which are being used for each contact. You can filter your contacts per mailbox. So again, this is the same. So you'd be able to, if I sent this all just from 1 mailbox, but if we had multiple mailboxes here, you can filter and you'd be able to see how many people actually received the sequence from them. All right. Is it sending out mails from that customer profile daily? Yes, when you start a recurring sequence, Amplemarket will schedule your leads to go out on a daily basis. You can exclude weekends as you were able to before. Great. I think that's it. I think that should be it. I appreciate all of your time. And again, very excited to be a part of the Amplemarket team. If there are any more questions, any more feedback that you have for the team, please feel free to email us. My email is kara@amplemarket.com. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and very excited to be working with and meeting all of you. Hopefully we can do some more customer-based and engagements, I guess I should say, where I can meet all of you, and no matter where you guys are in the world. So I know it's kind of a tricky time where we're all remote, but hoping to really personalize this experience for you and make sure that you all feel connected, and you know, we're building out this community together. So if anything else comes up, feel free to shoot us an email. We'll be sending this recording out, and I can include some of the answers to these questions as well. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. And yes, we will be doing a lot more webinars. Mika wanted me to remind you guys that we are going to be doing a lot more webinars, and we have that dialer update coming soon. So a lot of exciting things to be aware of. And you know, when these new features come out, we're going to be holding these webinars so you guys can log in and ask questions, and it'll be a very active Q&A. So we really appreciate you guys and all of your feedback, and we love seeing your success and how you're using the product. So we have a great day, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.